Mm, 7 months, baby. It's been 7 months. Literally 2 seasons. That's been 2 seasons worth of anime that came out since winter, spring, I guess summer. Almost 2 seasons worth of anime that came out since this delay, this hiatus. A lot of anime have been on hiatus, but this one was on hiatus the longest of the longest I've ever seen. In the way they decided to push all the remaining 4 episodes out on one day, it's just really, man, really. Like all the others that came back, a Triangle one came back, and they started to reschedule it. The others started to reschedule themselves as well. I was hoping they would do the same thing, but nope. We're just gonna dump it all on one day and just call it a day, man. That's all we're gonna do. And that's what they did. Now I sat back, got me some pretzels, some drink, and I watched it like it was a movie. It's pretty much it kind of was in a way when you think about it. You're watching 4 episodes. It's like almost 2 hours worth of movie time, and I have to say I was impressed. The amount of detail work that was put into it, the passion, you can feel it. The music, the direction they put into these remaining 4 episodes, I could feel it, and it was astonishing at best. And I love it. You know, it was like a lot of YouTubers like to do when it comes to Yoko Taro's timeline is a thorny crown. The crown has a circle, but it has tons of other thorns, meaning it will have tons of other routes. But at the end of the day, it will complete itself. It will complete the circle, no matter how many routes or differences they may be. It will always remain the same. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that's exactly like it is when it comes to Yokotaro's timeline. You know, I'm not going to talk about episodes detail to detail because there's no point. The differences, however, are very different, but they still reach to the same goalpost no matter what happens. It means we are destined to fall into that main fate no matter how many times we may change things. You know, Eve died instead first. Adam stayed alive, but he went berserk. He may went berserk a different way, but things had the same outcome. 2B went to the cult by herself, but things still turned out the same way. 2B's fight with Adam turned out differently, but it ended the same. Someone died. 2B found Inez and saved them, and the copy city came crumbling down. We found out the truth of the aliens, how they are inferior according to the machine network. The aliens couldn't evolve. They were like plants. They could only do so much. But the machine life form that hacked into the history of humanity started to grow and grow until the point it overcame the alien life forms and destroyed them centuries ago, proving this battle was meaningless from the start. You have both sides where both gods are dead, but they're fighting just for the sake of their own existence, as in their own purpose, their own value. You know, we don't do this fight. What will we do with ourselves? They gave us these emotions, these feelings, this goal, only to fight and to advance through fighting. Now I remember outsiders who played this game, and they were like, um, how is it that the androids are losing to the machines? And a lot of us who are lore searchers when it comes to Yoko Taro's work is that it's because they were being allowed to win. But when machines want to overpower the androids, they could do it at any time. They always had control over the battle, no matter what outcome would happen. Almost like the sirens from Azure Lane, but less complicated. But anyways, every time a certain battle hit a point where they see one side evolving over the other, they would restart the entire battle over again and see what up. Your eye would be destroyed. The machine network will go back to being peaceful, and then the new batch of Gurhan units will come out that are better than before, and they'll start the war all over again. and they were put under the most stressful and impossible task to see if they can overcome it. If they don't overcome it, they'll just keep seeing more androids out. If they do, they'll restart the entire process. No way out, no matter what they did. Of course, they have the backdoor network that will completely destroy all of Yorha if they ever just found out the truth of humanity and stuff. The machines knew the truth about their creators, but they did not care, unlike the androids, mainly Yorha, because they needed to know that truth for their purpose, the reason of existing, you would say. So you saw the battles, anyways, with Adam taking over. He turned into this giant robot monster that they were all fighting together. So it wasn't just 2B and 9S, it was all the machines, the resistance, even Pascal helping out to fight this thing. 9S hacking into Adam, finding out some truths, getting, infected. No matter what he did, he will be infected by the logic virus. But he will be okay at the end of it, whether you're on Route B or Route A. The results will always be the same, which is very, very interesting. No matter who is the leader of the resistance, things will remain the same. And I love how you see the machines' faces when they went berserk, when they went to their true form. They weren't going berserk, they were going back to their original nature. Because when the machine war first started, these creatures were brutal in the beginning. They were merciless. You saw how their merciless was in the past, in Lily's past. We did not face these forces in the video game because we were giving it easy for how things were going. But they were putting these androids under extreme pressure at that time, showing the true force of the machine army, that they never really stood a chance no matter what they did. So that being said, we saw the machine's true face. They had teeth. At the end of the game, you say, how are the machines eating other robots if they have no teeth? We get to see the teeth. We saw the teeth in the anime. And what do you know? They look just like Emil. Because remember, the machines were copied after Emil, which is in a way the last fragment of humanity, in a way. Emil, in a way, is the last human, if you can call him human, but yeah. Some say he had been human since even before the first Nier game started, which is true, so that's up for debate. Now, you see these differences. You see how they hack. The hacking is different, even showing how 9S found out about the truth of humanity and stuff, and it was just all crazy. And then you see how this recording that he found sounded just like him. And as we know, the origins of Yorha start off with the original 9. Not 9 is just 9. Discovering the secrets of the plan of Yorha, and he pushed the plan onto them. But this time he had the backdoor system himself, so no matter what happens, the plan will succeed no matter what. So the original 9, that 9S is based off, caused all this crap to happen. So no matter what happens, Yorha is destined to meet its end over and over again before it has a chance to discover the truth. Showing how the commander has little less power and what she must do, listening to a network she doesn't really have to listen to, but she does anyways, for the sake of keeping up appearances. It's just absolutely meaningless. Yes, meaningless. Everything that's happening right now is meaningless. But then again, when you look in our own world, is it just meaningless? How we, worship paper, money, currency, invisible power. Like, what if just one day we follow these rules that were written by men years ago that are dead on paper, and we have the force of police to make sure we abide by those rules? But what if just one day, everybody, not just the citizens, but the police, the military, like, you know what? Screw these rules. Let's not listen to these rules. Why should we listen to these rules? We outnumber our authoritarians, so why not just not listen to these rules and just take over? It's meaningless, and it's keeping this world intact. It's an unstable world, but when you really think about it, it can easily fall down at any moment if it wanted to, but it just doesn't want to. Everyone's afraid of a true free world, in a way. So all this we're doing in a way is meaningless. Our lives, we don't need to have true meaning in our lives. We just need to live our lives and create experiences with each other. And that's pretty much it. Make our lives worth living. That'd be grand and that'd be small. It just has to be what satisfies us. So that being said, I'll end it here. There's gonna be a part two, by the way, which is crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how they're gonna do that in production hell. Hopefully they take their time this time so things don't fall apart. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon to set the background on anime. Signing out.